Okay, today what I intend to do is to fabricate a butterfly from some spoons, and we're going to mount that on a steel rod for the flower garden. Now in order to do a butterfly, we're going to need a body and some wings, a head and some antenna. And to do that I need to start cutting off some spoons. So let's start with that. This should be a good body for one. This will be the tail end and this will be the head end. Now for some more wings. This is going to be a large butterfly and I have 4 large spoons, so that'll work out just fine. This one needs to come down just a little bit more. Alright, now what we need to do is start mounting these wings on this body. Now how this typically should go is that we're going to put some wings like this, some like this, and we're going to put a head on this end and some antenna coming off that. So let's do that. Alright, I've got two sets of wings here that look about equal in length at the stem end. Watch your eyes. In fact, before I do this, let me bring you back. I have to get something. Alright, what I had to get was this spray right here. This is an anti-spatter spray, and I'll spray it on items that I don't want to really send the spatter off of from the welding, and it'll typically repel right off of it, or I can wipe it off. So I need to do that on these wings because they'll rust if I don't. It won't affect the welding job, but it will. If I don't do this, it'll leave spatter. So let's try this now. This shouldn't take long. Alright, there you have the basic outline of the butterfly. Now we need to put a head on this thing. So in order to do that, he's got to be looking up just a little bit. So let's bend this up just a little bit. Something like that. Go ahead and lock this tail back in. Make a ground connection. Now, I'm not sure if this will be big enough, but I think it will. Let's give it a shot. Let's get a hold on this with the good pliers. Tack both sides. Okay, now we have a head on that butterfly. Let's give him some antenna. Now to do that, we're going to use some round bar, 1/8 inch. 1/8 inch round bar. I don't know if you can see that or not. That's typically what I use for the smaller jobs. Now then, what we need to do is bend it a little bit. Take that out. Let's cut off a section about yay long. Give that a bend. About like an antenna might be. Let's do that on both ends. You know, we can cut off some if it's too long. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Now then, put our butterfly back in the vise. Put that on and cut part of that off. So let's do that. Let's give this head a spray. So we don't have spatter sticking to it. Okay, straighten that up. Yep. Now let's cut off part of that. Put one on the other side. Right next to it. Now these don't have to be symmetrical because what butterfly has symmetrical antenna? Now, let's put a little dot on the end of these antenna to round them off. Okay. There. So far, so good. Now what we need to do is to mount this on a rod. But let me clean this up and I'll bring you back and we'll take another look at it. So far, so good. Okay, now that we've got it all cleaned up, we want to mount this on a steel rod such that it'll look nice in the flower garden. So we'll secure the butterfly in the vise, ground it, and we'll angle this rod such that the butterfly will be in a climb or a hovering. Let's give this a shot. Now you can see I have it mounted on a steel rod. Poke down into the flower garden. We'll finish giving this a final cleanup. Hit it with a coat of clear lacquer, and it should prevent it from rusting. Yeah, that's better. You can see it now. We'll clean that up. It'll be just fine. There you go.